Hi everyone, welcome to Yoja Realm, and in this video we are going to talk about episode 4 of Ang Mutya Ng Section E. The episode opens late at night with CN snoring and fighting in his sleep, while JJ sits on her bed, lost in thought and blushing as she replays the moment she shared with Keifer. Just as she's thinking about him, Keifer calls to check on her. JJ tells him she got scolded for coming home late, but Keifer casually jokes that they should just tell everyone she's pregnant and get married. JJ calls him crazy and tells him to go to sleep, but Keifer says he's still busy, and even teases her by saying she might end up having dreams about him. Before hanging up, Keifer softly tells her goodnight and says he loves her to infinity and beyond. JJ freezes at his words, biting her lip. She tries to say, "I love," back, but stops when she suddenly notices CN staring at her with wide eyes. Panicking, she finishes with myself, hangs up immediately, and pretends nothing happened. CN starts questioning her, teasing and threatening to tell Keifer that she has a boyfriend. Their argument escalates until someone from the other room yells at them to go to sleep. The next morning, JJ and CN head to class still bickering about the night before. Yuri arrives with food for the class and sits next to JJ, but she feels awkward after what happened and keeps her distance, not wanting to hurt him or give him false hope. While distracted, she realizes Keifer hasn't come to class. Yuri notices her looking outside and tells her that Keifer won't be coming because his father's back and he's dealing with personal issues. JJ quickly denies that she's worried, but her classmates tease her anyway, and CN almost exposes her late-night confession before she shuts him up. Later at home, JJ keeps thinking about Keifer and feels annoyed that he disappeared right after saying he loved her. Just then, Keifer calls and tells her he misses her. She asks what happened and why he took so long to contact her, but he avoids the details, calling it a long story. Instead, he jokingly asks if Yuri is making moves on her. JJ tells him she was genuinely worried. Keifer admits he has a lot going on and doesn't know when he can come back. He brushes it off as family problems, flirts with her, and says he wants to see her face. When JJ offers to send a picture, Keifer jokingly asks for a nude, which annoys her so much that she threatens to stop talking to him forever. The story then shifts to 3 days earlier. Keifer returns home to find all the lights on and the house in chaos. He immediately senses something is wrong. His younger brother, Kieran, runs into his arms, crying, and Keifer comforts him, promising that everything will be okay. Kieran admits he doesn't want to go with their father. Keifer firmly reassures him that as long as he and Kaigan are there, their father can't take him. Kaigan questions Keifer's plan, worried about what will happen before Keifer turns 18. Keifer confidently states that once he's legally an adult, he'll gain full custody of both his siblings and refuses to let anything happen to them. After Kaigan leaves with Kieran, Keifer calls his lawyer, Mr. Ryder, to discuss his legal rights. His lawyer told him that he will update him once the papers are ready. The next morning, CN, JJ, and Aries are about to leave for school when a black car suddenly stops in front of their house. Two men in black uniforms step out and ask if they are Jasper Jean Mariano, CN Peralta, and Michael Aries Fernandez. Before they can even react, the car door opens and Ella calls out to Aries from inside. The sight shocks them. The men inform them that the Watson family is calling for them. JJ immediately asks if this is Keifer's doing, but the men refuse to share any information. CN warns JJ that this is probably Keifer's father and suggests they shouldn't get inside the car. Despite this, JJ decides to go anyway, and seeing that, Aries and CN get in too. After some time, they arrive at a massive mansion, where they notice their other classmates have already been brought there. While everyone is talking and trying to understand what's happening, Keifer's father appears and asks if everyone is present. Aries steps forward and asks why they were brought there. Keifer's father simply smirks and replies that there's no reason, he just wants to have lunch with his son's friends. At that moment, Yuri and Keifer arrive together in their own cars. Keifer's father heads inside the mansion and everyone follows him in. JJ starts walking in with the others, but Keifer calls her from behind and takes her to a separate room. JJ questions why only they were brought aside, but then she notices Yuri with Kaigan and Kieran nearby. Confused and nervous, JJ asks what is really going on. Keifer explains that they need her cooperation. Kaigan adds that their father is definitely planning something. He wouldn't have brought everyone here without a reason. Yuri then explains that they don't know the full plan yet, but one thing is clear: Kieran is the target. JJ struggles to understand everything. Keifer then reveals that his father had already kidnapped Kaigan once, and if something goes wrong today, Kieran will be next. Kaigan says the only good thing is that their father hasn't taken their phones yet, allowing them to move freely inside the house. That's how Kaigan managed to contact Keifer. However, he also warns that if his father doesn't get what he wants, he will do anything to achieve it. Keifer then asks JJ to help get Kieran out of the house if something happens. Scared, JJ asks what he means by if something happens and whether something bad is going to occur. Kaigan reassures JJ that her friends will be safe, but he can't promise the same for Keifer. Worried and overwhelmed, JJ hesitates, but Keifer asks her to trust him and do this for Kieran and for him. After a moment, JJ agrees. They all head back inside before anyone notices them missing. Once Kaigan, Kieran, and Yuri leave the area, Keifer suddenly pulls JJ into a hug and tells her how much he misses her. He admits he's been busy lately, but promises to make up to her. JJ smiles softly, and before leaving, Keifer gives her a gentle peck on the lips. After heading inside, JJ sees that all her classmates are already sitting at the long dining table. A few minutes later, Keifer's father enters the room with his men, and everyone settles into their seats. He casually asks Keifer if he's studying well, but Keifer coldly replies that it's none of his business. His father reminds him that he still has obligations towards him and his siblings, which only angers Keifer. He calls it bullshit, and his father sharply warns him to watch his language since they are in his house. Keifer's father then turns his attention to the others. He looks at Aries and comments that Aries used to come to his house often to pick Keifer up, but now their group seems incomplete. Moving on to Ella, he points out that she used to always be by Keifer's side, but now things appear to have changed. Finally, his gaze lands on JJ. He asks who she is, and JJ introduces herself. He remarks that he has a business partner with the surname Mariano and starts asking about her parents. Before JJ can respond, Keifer snaps and calls his father a jackass, telling him it's none of his business. His father calmly replies that there's nothing wrong with asking about her parents. JJ then explains that her father is Jasper Mariano and her mother is Gina Fernandez. Keifer's father smiles and reveals that both her parents are stockholders in his telecom company. He then asks if she's related to Gemma Fernandez, and when JJ confirms it, he turns to Aries and points out that they're cousins. He adds an insulting comment, saying that JJ's mother is somewhat tactless. By now, Keifer is gripping his glass tightly, clearly losing control as his father continues to target JJ. Suddenly, the glass shatters in his hand. Keifer angrily asks if he invited them all here just to insult them. His father questions why he's reacting so strongly, but Keifer cuts the conversation short,